Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam and this is Living Beyond. This is video 5 in a series on dealing with anxiety, how to deal with anxiety. So today we're going to talk about something that actually is going to help with anxiety, but you will find that this particular concept is pivotal in dealing with anything that comes up that's difficult for you. Yay, don't we like something that works for everything? So we're going to talk about two ideas. One is the idea of leaning in, and one is the idea of jotting down. And let me explain that. On these days that you feel anxiety, or maybe a little bit more of a punch from anxiety, an awful lot of the time what we try to do when we're feeling anxiety is we try to kind of just push it away and ignore it, whatever is the thing that we think has created the anxiety for us. And so the concept of leaning in is that when something comes up and it makes us feel, that tension, that ick feeling. I've said before, I feel it in my gut. Other people feel it in their chest, in their jaw. When we feel that, our first inclination is to just try to make it go away and stop thinking about it. The concept of leaning in is that we have the feeling, but we've made a determination that the next time we have the feeling, we're not going to shy away from it. We're going to lean in, and by lean in, I mean we're going to really think about it. We're going to start asking ourselves questions. We're going to start being curious and observing, kind of exploring what is happening inside me. And it looks like this. We get the gut punch. We have the feeling. And then we say to ourselves, wait a minute, what is this? What is this about? And we deep dive in. Is this anxiety? Am I feeling tension? Am I feeling fear? Am I feeling anger? We dig until we find an answer for a word that matches what we're feeling. And then we keep on digging. You see how this is leaning in? This is very different from pulling away. This is giving this thought attention and focus. It's not giving it power. It's bringing it up it's bringing the thoughts and the feelings up into the light. And the cool thing is when they come into the light, they actually begin to lose some of their power. So the next time that you feel this anxious feeling that gives you that punch, I want you to remember that you've listened to this. Remember this video and remember, lean in. Do not pull away. Lean in. Lean in and start asking the questions. What is this I'm feeling? What is this about? And as you come up with answers, maybe you say, I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling fearful. Then you ask more questions. Well, what is this fear about? What is this anxiety about? And then as you get answers to maybe what the fear might be about, or then you want to dig some more. Well, in order for me to feel that way, what is the belief that has to be pushing it? In order for me to feel this anxiety or this fear, I have to believe what? You see, as you lean in instead of pull away from, you're going to get more and more answers. And almost always the act of leaning in kind of gives the brain the message of, we're not scared here, we're digging in. And then when we don't react with fear and anxiousness, the brain tends to go, oh, well, maybe this isn't so bad, and then it helps us to explore. So that's the number one piece. We want to do the leaning in. The next thing is this. This is kind of a similar take. It's not the same thing, but similar. And what I would love, if you're serious about trying to figure out what is at the core of some of these ick feelings that I'm having, and it doesn't have to be anxiety, by the way. This particular process works for fears. It works for whatever are those uncomfortable feelings that we get sometimes that wash over us. What I want you to do when you get serious about you want to deal with this is I want you to grab something that you can have with you all the time so that you can quickly grab it to write something down. Now, for me, I like having on my desk or in my purse, I like having Post-it notes. I absolutely love, what do you call those? I absolutely love those little cards, index cards. Those are so easy to me to grab on. I'm not somebody who loves to grab my phone and keep notes, but some of you may love that, and that works just as well. The point is, what can I have with me all the time? What's convenient? What's going to fit in my purse or my pocket? What's going to fit on my kitchen counter? What can I have close to me all the time? Because what you're going to do is you're going to, when you notice, ooh, you have that feeling, you're going to grab that paper out or your phone, and you're just going to jot down what I felt and what was happening. Not a paragraph worth. It doesn't even have to be full sentences. Just enough so that when you look back over it later, you will remember. That's all it's got to be. So I expect that your little paper or your phone will have a list of feelings. I felt sick. I felt nauseous. I felt scared. I felt anxious, like that. And then next to it, bullet point, what was going on? Mom was yelling, got a bad grade on a test, saw an email from a coworker and I was worried. It's going to say things like that. What you will find after you have a good number of those on your paper, and depending on how much your anxiety is tormenting you, you may come up with a lot in one day, or it may take you a few days to get your list. But what you will want to do is look at the list that you've gotten and start looking for patterns. There will be patterns, and it's so cool when you start to see the pattern. You will begin to find that, something like, in every one of these, I was afraid I would look stupid. In every one of these, I was afraid of other people's responses. In every one of these, I was afraid people wouldn't like me or people would leave. You will begin to see patterns, and that pattern is so valuable as it enlightens you as to what are some of the major fears or anxieties or concerns that are pushing you below the surface. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do what we talked about at the very beginning of this video. We're going to lean in. We're going to lean in and say, what do I do with this? Where did this come from? Is it accurate? Is this something really to be afraid of? We'll continue talking about this more in other videos, but for now, these two techniques are something I use all the time with clients, and there's something that is very, very valuable. So you're going to lean in when there's something uncomfortable. You are not going to pull away. You're going to lean in, ask yourself questions, observe, get curious, and come up with answers. And you're going to keep a paper or phone with you so that as you have these feelings, you can jot down what you felt and what was going on so that you can begin to look for patterns. And then when you begin to see patterns, you're going to go back and lean in so that you can learn about those patterns. Where did I learn those patterns? Are they valuable? Are they true even? And so here are two really valuable keys, clues, things that you can use as you work with your own anxiety. All right, it's been a quick visit today. Love talking to you, and let me know, message me, let me know if you find any of this particularly valuable or if you have extra questions. Been great talking to you, and talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.